The 50-30-20 rule is probably the most famous budgeting advice in personal finance. 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings. Simple, clean, easy to remember. There's just one problem. For a lot of people, it doesn't work. Not because the math is wrong, but because life in 2026 looks nothing like it did when this rule was invented. Today, I'm going to tell you the truth about the 50-30-20 rule, when it works, when it doesn't, and what to use instead if it's not right for your situation. Welcome to Ledger and Lift. Let's get into it. First, where did this rule come from? The 50-30-20 rule was popularized by Senator Elizabeth Warren in her book, All Your Worth, published back in 2005. The idea was simple. Take your after-tax income, the money that actually hits your bank account, and split it three ways. 50% goes to needs. These are the things you have to pay: rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, transportation, insurance, and minimum debt payments. 30% goes to wants. These are the things you choose to spend on: dining out, entertainment, subscriptions, travel, clothes beyond the basics. 20% goes to savings and debt payoff: emergency fund, retirement, investing, paying down debt above the minimums. On paper, it's elegant. And for the right person in the right situation, it genuinely works. So let's start with the good news. The 50-30-20 rule works really well if you fit this profile. You earn a middle to upper middle income in a low to mid cost of living area. Your housing costs are reasonable, meaning rent or mortgage is under 30% of your take-home pay on its own. You don't have significant high-interest debt. And you're looking for a simple framework you can actually follow without a spreadsheet or an app. If that's you, the 50-30-20 rule is a great starting point. It's not perfect, but it's simple enough to actually do. And that matters more than most people realize. A budget you follow imperfectly is infinitely better than a perfect budget you never use. Now, here's the honest part. The 50-30-20 rule breaks down in three common situations. Situation one, high cost of living. If you live in a major city, New York, San Francisco, Miami, Seattle, your rent alone might eat 40 to 50% of your take-home pay. That leaves nothing for the rest of your needs. And you haven't bought a single meal or filled your gas tank. The rule wasn't built for $2,500 a month studio apartments. Situation two, low income. If you're earning $30,000, $40,000 a year, saving 20% of that while covering basic necessities is genuinely difficult. The math just doesn't stretch far enough. And telling someone to spend 30% on wants when they're struggling to cover needs isn't helpful advice. Situation three, significant debt. If you're carrying high-interest credit card debt or student loans, allocating only 20% to savings and debt payoff may not be aggressive enough to make real progress. In these situations, the 50-30-20 rule isn't wrong. It just needs to be adjusted. So what do you do if the 50-30-20 rule doesn't fit your life? Here are three adjustments that actually work. Adjustment one, the 70-20-10 rule. If your cost of living is high or your income is lower, try 70% needs, 20% savings, 10% wants. You're cutting the lifestyle spending, but protecting your savings rate. That's the right trade-off when money is tight. Adjustment two, the debt-first approach. If you're carrying high-interest debt, anything above 7 or 8% interest, temporarily flip the 20% bucket. Put 10% toward a starter emergency fund, just $1,000 to start, and throw the other 10% at your highest interest debt. Once the debt is gone, redirect that money to investing. We covered the debt payoff strategy in detail in the last video. The link is in the description. Adjustment three, the pay yourself first approach. Forget the percentages entirely. Pick a dollar amount, even if it's just $50, and automate it to savings the first day after every paycheck. Then live on whatever's left. It's not as elegant as a percentage rule, but it works because it removes the decision entirely. We went deep on the pay yourself first method in video 4. This link is also in the description if you missed it. So here's how to figure out which approach is right for you. Step 1. Calculate your actual take-home pay. After taxes, after 401k contributions, after everything that comes out automatically. Step 2. Add up your true needs. This is every fixed expense you cannot avoid. Step 3. Divide your needs by your take-home pay. If that number is under 50%, the 50-30-20 rule will probably work for you. If it's between 50 and 65%, try the 70-20-10 adjustment. If it's over 65%, you have a cost of living problem or an income problem, and no budgeting rule fixes that. The solution is either reduce fixed costs or increase income. The free Excel tracker I made walks you through exactly this calculation. Link is in the description. Plug in your numbers, and it tells you which framework fits your situation. And if you want to use AI to build and analyze your budget, my AI prompt pack has prompts specifically designed for this and is only $17. Link in the bio. So, does the 50-30-20 rule work? Yes. For the right person in the right situation, absolutely. But the best budget isn't necessarily the one with the best percentages. It's the one you actually follow. Start with 50-30-20. Adjust it to fit your life. Automate what you can and review it every month. Do that, and you're already ahead of most people who never budget at all. If this video helped, hit subscribe. Next week, we're starting phase 2. And we're talking about how to pay off $10,000 in debt in 12 months. That one is going to be good. I'm glad you're here. Let's build something. Ledger and Lift.